Coming up now, the very latest news from Pattaya and Thailand via the fabulous Pattaya Media Group. Please like and subscribe. It helps us and it helps you too. Thai airport medics were met with scenes of carnage as they boarded a plane that had made an emergency landing in the capital on Tuesday. Following a rare type of turbulence, the flight is said to have dropped some 6,000 feet without warning as passengers and crew prepared for a meal service. As the pilot requested emergency landing approval, those on board attempted to help the 71 injured who were quickly removed from the plane on landing and hospitalized. Reports now indicate that 2 passengers died, one on the plane and one subsequently. Unlike most turbulence, so-called clear air turbulence catches crew unaware. As there's no visible or onboard warning, most cabin crew sustained serious injuries, and many passengers not wearing a seatbelt were thrown into the air, colliding with the panelling above. With many still in ICU this morning, the airline operator has sent teams to investigate, but as experts have already reported, those piloting did an extremely good job of recovering plane control and bringing it to landing. Today in Thailand is a religious holiday, and as we've warned earlier this week, government buildings and many businesses close today. It's also a so-called dry day when sales of alcohol from any outlet is banned, as is tradition here. Facilities such as immigration offices and utility companies will not be open, and for the rest of the week best to avoid those as they play catch-up. On Phuket, the proud owner of a 35-foot sailing vessel in the bay received news that it had burnt out. Obsession 2 was doused by 2 Navy fire ships to no avail, as by then it was fully ablaze. Nearly 4 hours later, the fire was out. At the time, there were no passengers or crew on board, but the company-owned vessel had previously been used for charter trips. Bangkok has seen approval for 5 days of Pride events, as it was announced this week in a press conference, confirming the event amid claims that the city will become the Rainbow Capital. Parades, concerts and more are promised for all, from May the 31st through to June 4. And 2 antique artefacts returned by the Metropolitan Museum of Art are being inspected here after their return from the United States. A bronze statue of Hindu god Shiva, known as the Golden Boy, and another statue of a woman are both thought to be over 1,000 years old and were taken as souvenirs decades ago. Once checked, it's expected that both will go on display in the National Museum in Bangkok. Up until just a while back, with ruins around the country open to the public, many visitors either found articles or bought them illegally from local dealers. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, a Russian car driver is said to have caused a fatal collision with a motorbike in front of him, carrying 2 locals. That saw one, a female, pass away at the scene and the other in ICU. Reported to have been drunk, the car driver jumped the lights between Pattaya Thai and the Sukhumvit. Police held the driver for testing, as medics attended the injured. Locally, storms hit much of our region yesterday with a vengeance, seeing some areas remain dry and others totally flooded. Storm fronts remained across the bay and to the south of the area through the night and are predicted to hit our region once again today. Extra care then, especially on motorbikes, as roads are slick, and in the areas outside the city, debris remains in many areas strewn across the roads. Internet dropouts did occur for several hours in many areas in the past 24 hours, but were restored by sunup. And with the Met Office promising highs of 31, dropping down to 27, the chance of storms at any time and otherwise an overcast day. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.